By the way, just so you know, I'll be your designated driver for the evening. I was born in 1977, 38 years ago, on an Air Force base at 8:30 in the morning, Saturday morning. Now, the Air Force believed that if you give a woman an alcohol drip, straight grain alcohol drip, it'll stop gonadotropin, which will stop the child from being born. Or at least that's the story my dad told me. Could be wrong, I don't know. That's just what I was told. The problem is I was born inebriated for obvious reasons. If you take a pregnant woman and you put her on grain alcohol, what do you think is going to happen? But I was born 1 pound 8 ounces of birth, and I was a 25-weeker. And the problem is I have the same condition that Stevie Wonder had. The blood vessels in the eyes can only handle 20%. I was given 100% oxygen because at my age, or my developed state at that point in time, that's how to get the type of oxygen into my lungs to keep me alive. So it's a toss-up. Do we keep him alive or do we let him die? And they believed I was going to die anyway. So they told my dad, actually, the story of my dad. Now, granted, my dad's kind of he's from West Virginia, and, you know, he believes in the sensationalism story. So he said, well, the doc took me out to the parking lot and gave me a fifth of Jim Beam or whatever it was. He said, your son's going to die, drink this, it'll be okay. But they said, if your son lives until noon, we can justify the expense and we'll fly him down to Lackland and we'll see if we can save him. Well, they had just invented the baby bird respirator. And Dr. Robert DeLemus, who I actually got a chance to meet. I'm not named after him. Well, it's a toss-up. I'm either named after Robert DeLemus, Robert Darton, who was my dad's commander, or Robert Doyle, who was my uncle. So I guess Robert's kind of an important name in my life, right? But he created the attachment for the baby bird respirator to connect to the C-9 Nightingale aircraft. But they didn't have the right fittings, so they got a maintenance guy to come out and actually, you know, take a pipe fitter thing and attach it up and everything. So they flew me down to Lackland, spent the first year of my life at Lackland, Wolford Hall, in the hospital, and here I am. And they were able to reattach the retina in the right eye, so I had limited vision. I could read up to about an inch of print. Sorry, I don't want to ignore you guys over here.
That's okay.
And when I was about 16, I was competitively wrestling, and I was at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs. And of course, we had the 96 Olympics, was it Zaire that year? But then they had the little thing called Ebola virus. So they pulled us out. Well, I didn't get to go anyway because at the training center, my partner missed. Instead of hitting the mat, I hit the floor. And when I hit the floor, of course, when you take a blow to the head, that's any time you have a chance of detaching your retinas, and that's what happened. So I had a full retinal detachment in the right eye. I had already had a retinal detachment in the left eye, and so now I'm completely blind. Now, if you take the gamble, because, you know, being a blind guy is not the baddest thing in the world. Now, granted, you know, it's kind of difficult to read the menu at a restaurant or drive. Which I have done, by the way. I'll tell you that in a minute. But you take the gamble, and it is a little frustrating because you can't really do everything a sighted person does, but you have ways of getting around it. But it is about perseverance because, you know, I'd be stupid if I say I didn't miss it, but I don't miss things that you would think. Sunsets, blue skies, green grass, snow, you know, clouds, rainbows, thunderclouds. It's mostly scenes of natural things that I remember, not really man-made stuff, not really anything I saw on TV or, you know, anything like that. So, is it difficult? Yeah, it's not easy. Can it be fun? Oh yeah. I'm sure many of you who have seen me in court sometimes, I sometimes rag on my clients or opposing counsel all the time. I had one where opposing counsel hands me a die. Probably just the guy's court. No, I'm kidding. I don't know whose court it was, but opposing counsel, oh yes, I do know this. So they hand me a stack of 400 pages documents. And I said, what do you want me to do with this? Well, I'm entitled to give it to you. I said, okay, well, you can tell me what it says. Well, no, I'm not entitled to do that. And so, well, actually, you're a prosecutor, so you're a government agent. So under Section 508 of the of 1974, you are required to provide it to me in accessible format. So why don't you get a tape recorder and read everything to me? And if you don't, I'll have a chat with your boss. Or we can cut the snot and fix that. You know, so you do have a little bit of advantage. It used to scare my wife to death when we were dating. I'd go downstairs with the lights turned off and be making a sandwich. She'd come in the kitchen and go, "What the hell are you doing?" "I'm making a sandwich. You want one?" She goes, "No, don't do that." "Why?" "Because it's scary." I come downstairs, some strange guy is making sandwiches. Yeah, okay, how many burglars do we... Okay, yes, there is a couple news articles, I did find them, of burglars who, in the process of burglaring your property, that they've now made a killing online of people saying, "Buy now your make your service animal, you know, kit." And I'm thinking, who in their right mind would pretend to have a disability just to get your dog in somewhere? Really? Have we sunk that low as a society?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, I'm not going to say I'm unhappy being blind, but you know, it is an inconvenience every now and then. Sometimes I run into walls and, you know, that hurts.